Yo, what's up? In this series, we're going up against the New York Yankees. And the last couple of series, we've been talking about the upcoming roster changes that we were planning on making. And that day has come. We just coming fresh off the All-Star break. We played the All-Star game, and we did manage to win that. So that's going to be huge if we are to make it to the World Series, because now we will be having home field advantage. But the second half of the season, that's a whole different story. We played pretty well in the first half. We had a couple struggles lately, but hopefully with the recent changes that we made, we can make something happen. Right here, though, we make a nice diving catch. That's probably my first diving catch in the outfield, so I was pretty excited about that. But to what the changes we made. So we had a lot of trades to make. We traded Mark Lau to the Blue Jays for Rob Rasmussen. We traded Dustin Ackley to the Yankees for Jose Ramirez. J.A. Happ to the Pirates for Adrian Sampson, Justin Ruggiano to the Dodgers, and Austin Jackson and Fernando Rodney to the Cubs. So we lost some quality players. Austin Jackson, Dustin Ackley, they were pretty good for us offensively, and probably two of our top four players. Really, batting wise, they did everything. I think one of them were our hits leader, one of them were up there in RBI. So we're losing some good players, and I feel like the second half of the season we might struggle, and that's kind of worrisome because we're not really playing that well right now. Even when we had them the last month of this season, we have been pretty bad. We're still winning here and there. I mean, I think we had a positive month. We had more wins than losses, but we're not really playing that well. And losing some offensive power, I think it's going to hurt us. So we also made an additional trade. I talked about this throughout the season that I might want to bring Ichiro along, and I pulled the trigger with the trades we made and losing Brad Miller for a month to 2 months because of his injury. We needed another player, and Ichiro, I just wanted to bring him along with this journey. He's done so much for the Mariners throughout his career, and just to try to get him on this team and hopefully make it to the World Series, if we can make that, get him that championship, that would be big. But right here, Robinson Cano, don't you know, with the home run. I was actually surprised. This is the second home run of this series, and as you see from the title, he'll probably get another one in this game. Anyways, what players did we call up? So we had 4 roster spots after Ichiro, and one of the players we brought up was Franklin Gregarious. We did that a couple of series ago, and that was with the Brad Miller injury, so we needed an outfielder with that, and that's what we did. But players that we called up in reflection to these trades that we made: James Jones, I saw him requested once, and we needed an outfielder, so we brought him along. And I think with what we're gonna do is Jones, Gregarious, Seth Smith, and Ichiro, they're gonna platoon the outfield kind of, and we're just gonna ride the hot bat. Whoever's doing well, whoever's hitting well, they're gonna get the opportunities in the outfield. Nelson Cruz, Trumbo, Logan Morrison, they also can play the outfield, but I'm not really trying to get them into that mix. Cruz has been our DH. Trumbo is probably gonna just play first base. So we'll see what happens right there. Right here, we had a really bad inning and let the game get carried away from us. But other moves we made, we brought in Chris Taylor. We needed another shortstop because we only had Marte right now. And with Brad Miller's injury, we had to make that move. I don't really want Chris Taylor on my team, but we needed to make that move right now. So that's what we did. And when Brad Miller comes back from his injury, we'll probably sack Chris Taylor. And then we'll just, whoever is hot, will play shortstop between Miller and Marte. And then Miller probably can play the outfield also. So we definitely have options. We definitely have options that we can try to utilize with this team. Next, for the bullpen, we brought in Ronis Elias. He's a player I talked about throughout this season that I was going to pick up, and that's what we did. Nelson Cruz is the bases loaded. We end up striking out, which kind of sucks because we had chances in this game. We just couldn't execute down the stretch. I'm talking basketball. But yeah, we couldn't execute in these games and just couldn't get these runs. We couldn't get the runners in scoring position to score. But anyways, the last player we picked up was Mecole Guap, and he will be kind of our middle relief pitcher. We'll give him opportunities. I feel like we brought in some quality players, but like I said, I'm not really optimistic about our future because we haven't been playing well. We need to have a very good second half of the season. We got swept this series, which kind of sucks coming off the All-Star break. You don't definitely not want to get swept, especially when we're such a good team. But we're only 3.5 games up now, so we definitely have some work to do, and we'll see what happens. I'm out.